Have you ever considered that your small nighttime habits might silently be putting your life at risk? It may sound like an exaggeration, right? But according to the latest data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, more than 70,000 older adults in the U.S. pass away each year in their sleep. And the alarming truth is, many of those cases aren't due to terminal illness or simply old age. They are linked to habits that are entirely preventable. Habits most people, including us, don't even think twice about. After age 60, the body starts to respond differently to just about everything. Your heartbeat becomes more delicate, your breathing slows down, and even small changes in your environment or routine can lead to much bigger consequences. Mr. Ronald Miller, age 72, was a health-conscious, active man. He walked every morning and maintained a balanced diet. But one night, after drinking a large glass of water before bed, he woke up at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom, slipped in the dark, and never woke up again after that fall. His story, sadly, is not uncommon. The reality is that many older adults are unknowingly putting themselves at risk by sticking to harmless habits that seem completely reasonable. Some folks have a late-night snack to help them fall asleep. Others take their medications at bedtime, unaware that those pills could lower their blood pressure or slow their breathing while they sleep. Many prefer to sleep in a warm room, not realizing it could increase the risk of stroke or hidden dehydration. We don't share these examples to scare you. We share them as a reminder that your health and safety at night depend not only on how well you sleep, but also on what you do or don't do before your head hits the pillow. So what habits might be quietly harming you? Are you unknowingly following one of them? And more importantly, what can you change tonight to protect yourself and the people you love? In this article, we'll explore 7 common sleep habits that pose the greatest risks for older adults. Especially the second habit, it may surprise you just how dangerous it can be. And don't worry, we won't just leave you with problems and no solutions. Every risky habit comes with a practical, easy-to-follow fix, tailored for the real lives of older adults in America. If you're reading this right now, chances are you're trying to live a healthier life, or you're looking out for your aging parents or grandparents. Either way, you're on the right path. Better health and safer sleep always begin with the right awareness. And you've already taken the first step right now. If this message resonates with you, consider saving it or share it with someone you care about, because sometimes a small action today can save a life tomorrow. 7 dangerous sleep habits presented in reverse order, from number 7 to number 1. 7. Drinking too much water before bedtime, a habit that seems healthy but may harm older adults. Drinking water is one of the simplest health tips you'll ever hear, and it's absolutely true. Water is essential for almost every function in the body. It aids digestion, regulates body temperature, helps maintain blood pressure, and keeps joints moving smoothly. For older adults, staying well hydrated becomes even more important. As we age, we tend to feel less thirsty, so the risk of dehydration increases. That's why many people try to stay hydrated throughout the day, and some even make an effort to drink extra water in the evening to catch up. But that well-intentioned habit can quietly lead to serious consequences. Mr. Robert Wilson, age 75, believed a 12-ounce glass of water before bed would be good for his kidneys, until one night he got up at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom, tripped on the edge of a rug in his bedroom, and fell hard onto the floor. The result was a broken collarbone and 6 weeks of being unable to bathe or dress himself independently. Waking up at night to go to the bathroom might seem harmless, but for older adults, It's actually one of the leading causes of falls. While we sleep, our blood pressure naturally drops. Our brain shifts into a resting state. When we're suddenly awakened, the body needs time to adjust posture and blood circulation. If you get up too quickly, you're more likely to feel lightheaded or disoriented. On top of that, night vision tends to decline with age, and even small obstacles in the room can turn a simple trip to the bathroom into a real hazard. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of serious injury among adults aged 65 and older. But the problem isn't just the fall itself. Drinking too much water at night also affects the quality of your sleep. If you wake up 2 or 3 times a night, your body can't enter deep sleep where true recovery happens. Interrupted sleep weakens memory, raises the risk of depression, interferes with blood sugar regulation, and worsens chronic conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes. Some studies even suggest that fragmented sleep may increase the risk of cognitive decline. Another overlooked factor is this: when your body is in rest mode, kidney function slows down. If you consume too much water before bed, your body has to keep working through the night, putting extra pressure on your circulatory and urinary systems. And if you take diuretics or have heart conditions, this late-night hydration habit can throw off your electrolyte balance and make your heart work harder. So what's the smart approach? Drink plenty of water throughout the day, especially from morning to early afternoon. After 6 p.m., gradually reduce fluid intake and stop drinking water at least 2 hours before bedtime, unless you're truly thirsty. If needed, just sip a small amount, not more than 2 ounces. Avoid diuretic beverages like coffee, black tea, and green tea in the evening, since they stimulate the bladder even more. And don't forget, make sure the path from your bed to the bathroom is well lit. Use a nightlight, wear non-slip footwear, and keep the floor dry and clear. This quiet safety system can make all the difference each night. One small action, like adjusting your water schedule, can lead to a safer night's sleep and help you wake up feeling refreshed, steady, and well. 6. Late night eating. When an innocent habit becomes a burden on your heart, digestion, and sleep. After a long day, few things sound more comforting than a nighttime snack. A slice of bread with peanut butter, a little ice cream, or a ginger cookie with a warm glass of milk. Susan Whitmore, age 69, used to say, "A small snack before bed helps me sleep better." But then she started waking up several times a night with heartburn, a dry throat, and a pounding heartbeat. After getting checked out, her doctor told her she had chronic acid reflux, caused by her habit of late-night eating. The truth is, our bodies are not built to digest food while we sleep. When you eat late, especially within 1 to 2 hours of bedtime, your stomach is forced to keep working, while your brain and other organs begin winding down. This doesn't just cause indigestion. It also puts extra pressure on the lower esophageal sphincter, a small valve that prevents stomach acid from rising into your throat. And when you lie down, gravity is no longer helping your digestion. The result? Acid flows back up more easily, causing a burning sensation in your chest or throat, and possibly waking you up in the middle of the night, interrupting your deep sleep. For older adults, the risk is even greater. The esophageal sphincter weakens with age. The stomach digests more slowly, and symptoms like heartburn can lead to chronic sore throat, dry coughing, and even raise the risk of aspiration pneumonia if acid enters the lungs during sleep. But that's not all. If you eat foods high in refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, or sugary treats, or foods with a high glycemic index, your blood sugar can spike throughout the night. In older adults, the insulin response tends to be weaker, so blood sugar becomes harder to control. Many studies have shown that late-night eating is linked to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and can also interfere with the brain's ability to enter deep, restorative sleep. On top of that, late dinners can disrupt your natural blood pressure rhythm. Normally, blood pressure dips while you sleep, but if your body is still digesting food, core temperature and sympathetic nervous activity stay elevated, leading to a condition called non-dipping where nighttime blood pressure doesn't drop. This pattern has been associated with a higher risk of stroke and heart disease in older adults. Another subtle but important issue: late-night eating slightly stimulates the body, raising internal temperature and disrupting melatonin production, making it harder to transition into deep sleep. Interrupted, restless sleep, especially when repeated night after night, can weaken your immune system, impair memory, and even accelerate neurodegeneration over time. So, what's the safe solution? Most experts recommend finishing dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime. If you sleep at 10 p.m., your ideal dinner time should wrap up by 7 p.m. Choose a light, easy-to-digest dinner with moderate protein, vegetables, and whole grains. Avoid fried foods, salty meals, or anything overly sweet. If you truly need a bedtime snack, opt for low-sugar fruits like apples or a few banana slices, a small serving of plain yogurt, or a handful of nuts around 1 ounce. A small change in timing and food choices can help prevent acid reflux, keep your blood sugar stable, and allow for deeper, more restorative sleep. Sleep is the time your body heals. Let your stomach rest along with everything else. 5. Sleeping in the wrong position, a quiet habit that can lead to loud consequences for your health. We often don't think much about our sleeping position. As long as it feels comfortable, we assume it's fine. But for older adults, the way you lie down for 6 to 8 hours each night can directly affect your breathing, heart, and brain health. Gerald Hughes, age 72, has been a back sleeper since he was young. He says it's the only way he feels his shoulders can fully relax. But in recent months, he's been waking up often with a heavy chest, mild shortness of breath, and mental fog. After a sleep study at a clinic in Ohio, doctors discovered he was experiencing restricted airflow at night, due to his sleeping position causing partial airway blockage. This is a common issue that many people don't realize they have. When you sleep on your back, gravity pulls your tongue and soft tissues in the throat backward. This can partially block your airway, reducing the flow of oxygen to your lungs, especially if you already snore or have sleep apnea. Even if you haven't been diagnosed with sleep apnea, a nightly drop in oxygen levels can silently strain your heart and brain. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that older adults who sleep on their back have a 22% higher risk of cardiovascular events during sleep, compared to those who sleep on their side. Sleeping on your back can also worsen acid reflux. When you lie flat, there's nothing to stop stomach acid from rising into the esophagus. Older adults often have a weaker lower esophageal sphincter, making nighttime heartburn more likely, as well as chronic sore throat, and over time even esophagitis. In addition, sleeping on your right side, which might seem like a safer alternative, also carries risk. This position can put pressure on the inferior vena cava, the large vein that returns blood to the heart, which may interfere with circulation and increase stress on the heart. So what's the safest position? Experts recommend sleeping on your left side. This position helps reduce pressure on the heart, improves circulation, lowers the risk of acid reflux, and supports the brain's ability to clear waste products while you sleep. That last point is especially important because the brain's glymphatic system, the one responsible for removing neurotoxins, works most efficiently during deep sleep while lying on your left side. A study from Stony Brook University found that left-side sleeping allows this system to operate up to 63% more effectively. Compared to back sleeping, your sleep position doesn't just affect circulation. It also relates to your risk of cognitive decline, Alzheimer's disease, and how well your brain heals overnight. If you're not used to sleeping on your left side, you can start by placing a pillow behind your back to prevent rolling onto your back during sleep. Add a small pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned. Choose a neck pillow that offers proper support to keep your head, neck, and shoulders comfortably aligned. If you have acid reflux, raising the head of your bed by 6 to 8 inches. Using a wedge or bed risers can significantly ease symptoms. Remember, each night is an opportunity for your body to recover. The way you sleep not only determines your comfort, but also shapes your health and quality of life for years to come. 4. Sleeping in a room that's too warm when nighttime comfort becomes a burden on your heart and brain. After a long day, falling asleep in a warm, cozy room might seem ideal. Thomas Reed, age 74, always believed that staying warm was the best way to protect his health, especially during the cold months in New Hampshire. So he usually kept his bedroom temperature at 75 F and slept under a thick comforter. But he began noticing that he woke up frequently during the night, sweating through the back of his shirt, and waking up in the morning feeling just as tired as when he went to bed. When he visited a sleep clinic, the doctor concluded that the high room temperature was the root cause of his disrupted sleep. Not many people realize that our bodies are designed to gradually cool down at night. This internal temperature drop is a key biological signal that helps the brain enter deep, restorative sleep. If the room is too warm, your body has to work harder to regulate its temperature. Instead of drifting into sleep, the extra heat interferes with melatonin production, the natural sleep hormone, making you more likely to wake up and have trouble falling back asleep, and reducing your overall sleep quality. For older adults, the risks are even greater. As we age, our ability to regulate body temperature declines. Older adults feel less thirsty, sweat less efficiently, and are more prone to heat buildup without realizing it. The result? Sleeping in a room that's too warm can lead to nighttime dehydration. When you're mildly dehydrated without knowing it, your blood can become thicker, increasing the risk of blood clots, especially in people with a history of heart problems. That's not all. Sleeping in excessive heat also affects blood pressure and immune function. A study published in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that people who slept in environments over 72 F had up to 30% less deep sleep compared to those in cooler rooms. That deep sleep stage is when the brain processes memory, the immune system regenerates, and cells repair damage. Without it, the body is more prone to silent inflammation, higher blood pressure, a weaker defense against infections, and over time, a greater risk of neurodegeneration. In addition, higher temperatures at night make the heart work harder, when ideally, nighttime is when your heart rate should slow down and recover. Forcing the heart to keep pumping vigorously to cool the body adds extra strain, especially for those with conditions like hypertension or heart failure. So, what's the ideal temperature for sleep? Experts at the National Sleep Foundation recommend keeping your bedroom between 60 F and 67 F, about 15 C to 19 C. This range helps the body cool down properly, supports melatonin production, and increases your chances of entering deep sleep. Here are a few simple adjustments you can make. Use light, breathable cotton sheets and pillowcases. Avoid thick comforters or heated blankets throughout the night. If you tend to feel cold, wear layered sleepwear that you can easily adjust. Use a floor fan, ceiling fan, or crack open a window to improve air circulation in your room. Avoid eating late or doing intense workouts close to bedtime, as both can raise your core body temperature. Remember, a good night's sleep isn't just about how long you stay in bed. It's also about the sleeping environment and how it supports your body's natural rhythms. And sometimes, just lowering the temperature in your bedroom by a few degrees can make a big difference in how well you feel the next day. 3. Getting out of bed too quickly when a rushed action can lead to real danger. It's 2 a.m. You wake up suddenly because the phone rings, or maybe you just need to use the bathroom. You jump out of bed by instinct, but then suddenly, everything starts to spin. The room feels like it's turning. Your head is light. You take a few unsteady steps, and then lose your balance. This isn't a rare scenario. Michael Adams, age 76, was a very independent man. He was an engineer, proud of his strength and mental clarity. But one night, after getting up too quickly to grab a glass of water, he fell and broke his left wrist. Later, he was diagnosed with orthostatic hypotension, a common condition that isn't often discussed among older adults. Orthostatic hypotension happens when you change positions too quickly, from lying down to sitting or standing. Your body needs time to adjust your blood pressure, but in older adults, that adjustment happens more slowly. The result? Not enough blood reaches the brain for a few seconds, causes dizziness, imbalance, and sometimes even fainting. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of serious injury and accidental death for people over 65. And many of these falls happen at night or early in the morning, when the body is still in a half-asleep state. At night, your blood pressure is naturally lower. Your heart rate slows down. Your body enters an energy-saving mode. If you get up too fast, your brain may not get blood fast enough, and your heart may be caught off guard by the sudden shift in posture and gravity. This condition becomes even more serious if you're taking blood pressure medication, diuretics, or sedatives before bed. On top of that, environmental factors like slippery floors, folded rugs, slippery slippers, or dim lighting also raise the risk of falling when you're already dizzy. And many older adults walk barefoot at night, reducing traction and balance even more. So how can you protect yourself? First, remember this simple rule: fully awake before you move. When you wake up, don't jump out of bed right away. Stay lying down for a few extra seconds. Then, roll to one side and slowly push yourself up. Sit on the edge of the bed for 30 to 60 seconds. During that time, move your toes. Rotate your ankles gently. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. This helps stimulate blood flow and gives your brain time to adjust before you fully stand. If you feel thirsty, keep a small bottle of water next to your bed, so you can take a few sips before standing up. Also, make sure the path from your bed to the bathroom is well lit. Use a soft night light or motion sensor lights that let you see clearly without hurting your eyes. Don't walk barefoot. Choose slippers with non-slip soles that are easy to put on. Keep the floor dry and roll up any rugs that might curl or bunch up. If you're at higher risk, consider installing small handrails along the pathway or beside your bed for extra support. Remember, no one falls because they're sleeping. We fall because we get up too fast. A rushed action that lasts only seconds can lead to weeks or even months of recovery. Give your body time to adjust. Nighttime is for resting, not rushing. 2. Ignoring snoring, insomnia, or sleep apnea. When snoring is a warning signal from your heart and brain. Sleep is the time when your body heals and restores. But if your sleep is interrupted by loud snoring, gasping, or frequent awakenings, could be a sign of something far more serious than just poor sleep. William Carter, age 70, used to think he was simply a heavy snorer. His wife often wore earplugs because his snoring was so loud. But what concerned her more was that she noticed he would stop breathing for a few seconds each night, then suddenly gasp for air like he was choking. During the day, he felt tired, foggy, and easily irritated. After a sleep study at a local clinic, he was diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. This condition happens when the muscles in the throat relax too much during sleep, causing the airway to narrow or temporarily close. Each time that happens, oxygen levels in the blood drop suddenly, and the heart has to work harder to compensate. These small episodes can occur hundreds of times in a single night without you noticing. According to the Sleep Heart Health Study, people with untreated OSA have a 30% higher risk of heart attacks and up to a 60% higher risk of strokes. Even more alarming, nearly 80% of older adults with sleep apnea have no idea they have it. They think they just snore loudly or that sleep problems are part of getting older. But the truth is, their brains and hearts are silently struggling every night. This repeated lack of oxygen during sleep can damage the parts of the brain that control memory, decision-making, and emotions. Over time, it raises the risk of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and depression, not to mention metabolic problems like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity, all of which are closely linked to chronic sleep disorders. Some people also experience long-term insomnia, trouble falling asleep or waking up and not being able to return to sleep. This can be an early sign of neurological issues, but it can also result from breathing disruptions that wake you up. Even people who don't snore can still have mild but dangerous forms of OSA. That's why early detection is so important. Common warning signs include persistent, loud snoring, gasping or choking during sleep, episodes of stopped breathing often noticed by a bed partner, waking up frequently with a dry mouth or headache, daytime fatigue, irritability, or poor concentration, ongoing insomnia even if sleep time seems adequate. If you or someone you love has any of these symptoms, don't ignore them. Diagnosing sleep apnea today is simple, using home-based monitors or tests at a sleep clinic. If OSA is confirmed, a doctor may recommend using a CPAP machine, continuous positive airway pressure, which gently blows air into the airway to keep it open during sleep. In addition, losing weight if you're overweight, avoiding alcohol and sedatives before bed, sleeping on your side instead of your back, and exercising regularly can significantly improve the condition. A quiet night's sleep isn't just about relaxation. It's the foundation of a strong heart, a sharp brain, and long-term vitality. If you hear snoring or notice breathing pauses during sleep, pay attention. Could be your body's silent cry for help. 1. Taking medication at the wrong time, a small mistake that can lead to serious consequences. For many older adults, taking medication before bedtime is a familiar part of their nightly routine. A pain reliever to ease an aching back, a sleeping pill to help drift off, a blood pressure pill, and maybe a few vitamins or supplements. Sounds reasonable, right? But Charles Morgan, age 71, learned a tough lesson. After several weeks of taking both a sedative and a blood pressure medication at night, he began feeling dizzy when waking up in the morning. One night, he fell in the bathroom at 3 a.m. and needed 5 stitches on his forehead. When doctors reviewed his medication list and timing, they found that the combination and timing of his pills contributed directly to the fall. The truth is, some medications that seem mild can have a serious impact if taken at the wrong time, especially before bed. For example, Sedatives and sleeping pills like benzodiazepines or similar drugs can slow your breathing, lead to prolonged deep sleep, and affect alertness well into the next morning. In younger adults, the body may process these drugs quickly, but in people over 60, medication metabolism slows down, so the drugs stay in the system longer, raising the risk of imbalance, confusion, and falls. Additionally, some muscle relaxants like cyclobenzaprine are often prescribed for nighttime use. These can overly relax the muscles, reducing reflexes and making it harder to control your body if you wake suddenly. It becomes even riskier when multiple drugs interact. If you take a blood pressure pill along with a diuretic and a sedative at night, your blood pressure may drop too low while sleeping. When you try to stand up in the middle of the night, your brain may not get blood fast enough, causing dizziness, blurred vision, or even fainting. A study published in the Hypertension Journal found that the timing of blood pressure medication can significantly affect nighttime blood pressure patterns and the risk of cardiovascular events. Another often overlooked danger: over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or naproxen. When taken frequently at night, they can put extra stress on the liver and kidneys, which are already more vulnerable with age. If you're also using cholesterol medications or antibiotics, the risk of organ damage can be even higher. Many people also take dietary supplements like melatonin, magnesium, or herbal sleep aids. While these may seem natural, some can interact with prescription drugs or intensify drowsiness in unpredictable ways. So what's the solution? First, never change your medication schedule on your own, just because you heard or it seems logical. Each drug has its own absorption, metabolism, and clearance timeline. Your doctor or pharmacist can help you create a schedule that maximizes benefits and minimizes risks. If you're taking multiple medications daily, create a clear dosing chart. Label which ones are for morning, afternoon, or night. Avoid combining sleep-inducing drugs with blood pressure medications at night unless specifically advised by your healthcare provider. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel unusually drowsy after a dose, or experience dizziness or balance issues when getting up, those may be signs that you need to adjust the dose or timing of your medications. Remember, medicine is a double-edged sword. Used at the right time in the right way, it heals. But one small mistake in timing can wake you up in a hospital bed. Sometimes, we tend to think that only the big things affect our health. Strict diets, intense workouts, taking medications on time. But we overlook the smallest things, the ones that happen every night while we're fast asleep. In reality, it's the seemingly harmless nighttime habits that quietly shape the quality of our lives and how long we live. A glass of water before bed, a late-night dessert, jumping out of bed too quickly, or a loud snore that gets brushed off. All of these can become links in a chain that leads to falls, heart strain, memory issues, or chronic sleep disruption, especially for older adults. When the body no longer reacts as quickly as it used to, just one small action at the wrong time can throw the whole system off track. But here's the good news. You don't need to change everything at once. You don't have to abandon all your habits overnight. You just need to start with awareness. Start with understanding that drinking water too late can lead to nighttime falls. Eating late keeps your heart and stomach from getting proper rest. Sleeping on your back increases the risk of apnea and acid reflux. An overly warm bedroom can interfere with deep sleep. Getting up too fast can cause low blood pressure and dizziness. Loud snoring is more than just an annoyance. And those pills you take at bedtime aren't always harmless. Each small change, each timely decision, creates a safer sleep environment, and builds a stronger foundation for long-term health. Because sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your brain resets, your heart slows down, your muscles rebuild, your hormones rebalance, and your body reorganizes everything it experienced that day. Think of it as a full-body tune-up every single night. And if you truly value your health, treat your sleep with more intention, more care, and more understanding. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or already in your 80s, whether you're managing chronic conditions or still feeling strong, making small, daily changes to your sleep routine will always bring real benefits to your heart, your brain, and your emotional well-being. Ask yourself, am I truly sleeping well, or just lying down without recovering? Am I helping my body heal each night, or unintentionally making it work harder? And if you've ever experienced sleep issues, like acid reflux, nighttime falls, loud snoring, or waking up exhausted, consider sharing your story. Someone out there reading or listening might learn from your experience. And sometimes, just one honest story from you can help someone else sleep more safely tonight. May every night be restful, every morning be strong, and every small change bring you a longer, happier, more empowered life.